We'll welcome you live to Harrison Field here on the campus of Faulkner University, Montgomery, Alabama, for this midweek 9-inning contest between the number 15 Faulkner Eagles and the visiting Bryan College Lions out of Dayton, Tennessee. Jeremy Smith alongside Carter Moles bringing you the action and probably much more in this one. Faulkner in at 19-5 overall. They're 9-3 in the SSAC. Bryan in at 12-12 overall. They sit at 9-6 in conference play right now. The Appalachian, I believe. Am I correct? I am correct. This probably, the odds say, will not be like the first time these two teams played, but it's midweek baseball, so you just never know. These two teams met back in Dayton, Tennessee on February the 25th. It was an 18-16 ball game and a pitcher's nightmare of a contest. Nearly a dozen combined home runs in that game, including 3 from the Venezuelan Hulk, Eduardo Martinez.
Yeah, it was a day where everything was flying out of the park. You've got the elevation change with being in Dayton, Tennessee versus in Montgomery, plus the field here a little bit further back all around as well. But that was an absolute mash of a day.
11 total pitchers, 11 total homers.
Yeah, it was. You're looking at 35 hits, 34 runs scored, and it was a day where everything was going for the offense and nothing was going for the defenses at all. And look, it's a game that you go into the 9th inning.
You only had 2 errors, by the way.
Yeah,
it was all offense. And look, bottom 8. At that point as you entered the bottom of the 8th, Faulkner was up 17-9.
Yeah.
Like Bryan needs a touchdown and a 2-point conversion just to keep the game alive. And they get 7 in the inning, cut it to 17-16, and then you had to go to Jordan DeStefano to slam the door in the 9th in that ball game. And if you feel like if you've scored 17 runs and you're up 8 going into the 8th, you think your closer's got the day off. That's not how it worked out that day. So these two teams rematching on their second contest of the season. You look at this Bryan ball club and what they've been able to do in their season to this point. They opened the year with taking 2 out of 3 from Northwestern Ohio. They dropped a 4-game set at St. Thomas. Rebounded, taking 2 out of 3 from Bluefield. They took a midweek against Lindsey Wilson before taking 2 out of 3 from Pikeville against Milligan. They dropped all 3 in that series. They swept Union. They went 2 out of 3 against Truett McConnell, and that leads them to where they are right now at 12-12 as they get ready to face a 19-5 Faulkner club. Faulkner's path here of late, at least. It was 2 out of 3 against Abraham Baldwin in a series that ended with a doubleheader this past Sunday. Faulkner had its own midweek wild contest last week against Talladega, a game in which they scored 11 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Eagles took 2 out of 3 from Blue Mountain, 2 out of 3 from Thomas. That's where the wins and losses have come from for Faulkner as of late. All right, so getting ready to go in this one. We're going to take a look at our starting lineups here. We'll give you the home Eagles first. The starting lineup for the Eagles, Carter Moles.
Leading off is the first baseman, Juan Trinidad, batting second baseman, Jason Polanco. Batting third, the center fielder, Orlando Lordui. Batting fourth, the third baseman, Adrian Martinez. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Eduardo Martinez. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Kennedy Clemente. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 1, Christian Webb. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 8, Marlon Oviedo. And batting ninth is the shortstop, Anthony Bassett. On the mound for the Eagles is Colin Neto.
We'll talk about Colin Neto here in a moment. Tell you who he's facing first. Leading off It's number 25, the junior outfielder from Conyers, Georgia, Caleb Ramsey. Number 5, the senior shortstop from Calhoun, Georgia, Dante Morton is batting second. 3-hole hitter is number 44, the freshman infielder from Woodstock, Georgia, Will Curcio. He's the DH in this lineup. The cleanup man is the first baseman, number 17, the freshman from Tullahoma, Tennessee, Jaron Morris. Batting fifth is the right fielder, number 26, a sophomore out of Spring City, Tennessee, Cade Cook. Batting seventh is number 8, the catcher, Garrett Warden, a senior from Fayetteville, Tennessee. Batting eighth is number 11, Logan Stradley, a left fielder out of Woodstock, Georgia. And batting ninth, the second baseman, freshman out of Woodstock, Georgia, Jake Sabo. On the mound for this Bryan Ball Club is a 6'1" sophomore lefty out of Salt Lake City, Utah, Phoenix Johnson, an immediate candidate for the all-name team here. We'll talk about Phoenix Johnson's numbers in the next half inning. First, we'll take a look at Colin Neto, who is on the mound for the Eagles in this one. And Neto is making his 6th appearance, his second start. He's worked 5 innings. He has a 5.4 ERA. He struck out 3 and walked 7. 6 hits, 3 earned runs, a 273 batting average against. But the numbers on Neto sort of belie the progress that he's made of late. Neto is a guy that this ball club and coaching staff thinks a lot of. He's a transfer from Stephen F. Austin, so he's a D1 caliber arm, and they worked him just a few innings against Talladega last week until he kind of found the rhythm, and they said, let's get him out of there and see if we can build on that. They feel like Neto is a guy, they're using these midweeks to kind of lengthen him out a little bit, let him work on some things. But they feel like he's a guy that if he gets right, he can become a big part of their pitching staff on the weekend and headed down the stretch in conference play.
Yeah, he's got a lot of talent. He's got a really lively fastball, and he's got a good pitching mix. And if he's able to put it all together, we've seen him look really, really good. And if he can string that together for several innings, and you add into this pitching rotation that right now pretty top heavy, and then beyond that, it can get a little dicey at times. We've seen all those pitchers have really, really good moments and show the flashes of brilliance, but also other times you've seen them really struggle to put it together, and that's baseball. Like you look at. My dad was shocked when ETSU beat Tennessee last night, and I was like, that's baseball. Like, Tennessee just went and swept Florida. That's the biggest game on ETSU's schedule. It's a letdown game for Tennessee. It's going to happen. And but at the end of the day, you got to do the best you can. The best you can when you're called on.
Well, and what's so interesting about these midweeks, in a one-game scenario in baseball, you're swinging a rounded club at a sphere. Anything can happen in a one-game scenario. And that's what you're getting here as a 9-inning midweek, and presumably both teams going to stay away from all of their top, 5, 6, 7 guys that they need this weekend as they both head back into conference series. For Faulkner, it's going to be hitting the road this weekend, but it's also going to be a conference weekend for Bryan, as they've got the number 1 team in the country coming to Dayton this weekend in Tennessee Wesleyan. So both teams, are going to stay away from those guys that they're going to need Friday and Saturday. Neto's first pitch misses here at low. It's Ramsey at the dish, and Ramsey starts this one hitting .343 on the season. He slugs .486 thanks to 2 home runs. He's driven in 9, and that late swing fouls it off left side. Caleb Ramsey, the junior out of Conyers, Georgia, That one fouled away. Ball and 2 strikes now on Ramsey. Neto is ahead. The 1-2 offering misses away. The battery mate for Neto is Christian Webb. First to third defensively for Faulkner, it's Juan Trinidad, Jason Polanco. It's Anthony Bassett at short and Adrian Martinez at third. Left to right in the outfield as that pitch misses. It's Marlon Oviedo in left. It's the center fielder, Orlando Lordui, and the right fielder, Kenny DiClemente. That one chopped on the ground right side, foul ball. So 7th pitch of the at-bat coming here.
The outfield spots have been interesting this year. See, Marlon Oviedo's gotten the last several starts out in left. Kenny DiClemente in right, and what's been in a little battle for it. We've seen Dariel Colon out there. We've seen DiClemente out there. I believe we've seen Oviedo out there. Jack Brinkley's been out there. There've been a lot of different dudes out there battling for that right field position, and it gives a lot of flexibility in the lineup.
I'm going to tell you the key word that you said there is battling. There have been years where you're changing that spot out because you're trying to find somebody who can play it, and this year's that ball is gone. A solo shot from Ramsey got out of here in a hurry. And it's a 1-0 lead for Bryan. I said we may not have 11 homers today, and Ramsey said there's one. So
yeah, these two teams picking up where they left off a month ago.
Yeah. So the operative
the Spider-Man meme there was beautiful, by the way.
Yeah.
I couldn't let that go away. That was an awesome celebration right there. The Spider-Man meme, beautiful work.
The operative word, though, as you're talking about that right field, is battle, because every last one of those guys you mentioned is a capable player. In some years, you're just trying to throw something out there to see what sticks because you've had so many injuries and you're so depleted. And we've seen that over the last couple of years with the things that the Eagles have dealt with. This year, they've got a lot of talent on that bench, and those guys are fighting for playing time, and that makes you better in every spot. That's not the only position that's like that. Third base is an ongoing battle here with Adrian Martinez and Daniel Lizarraga, both very capable hitters and both trying to get on the field. And maybe a pitch comm issue here for Webb, or he walks. Yep, he's going to toss the mitt, it seems.
I think his mitt may have messed up on him a little bit.
Yeah. They're going to have to get him a new catcher's mitt. Not nearly as drippy as the first one.
Now Seth Copeland offering his as a substitute right now.
Christian Webb has to go with the much more subdued brown mitt. The bright blue one has given up on him.
And I think that's what he's more frustrated about than anything. It's not the glove went out. It's, man, I got to go to a basic glove now.
Yeah, the man they call Mookie may be the most stylish on the team, and that's saying a lot with some of the styles on this team. The man at the dish is Dante Morton. Morton, leading hitter on this team, batting .409 on the season. It's a very clean batting average. That one bottom of the zone, 2-2.
And Dante Morton, a massive part of that 8th inning comeback for Bryan that made what was a 17-9 game feel really, really nervy for Faulkner.
And he swings through that one. Nice recovery by Neto to strike out at the next batter after giving up the homer. That's going to get Curcio to the dish. His name popped up an awful lot in the 9-inning contest back in Dayton, Tennessee. Curcio, I know, hit at least one out.
Yeah, Curcio went 3 for 4, 3 runs scored, 3 RBIs.
Curcio from Woodstock, Georgia, just a freshman. And he'll take that one, strike one. So ball and a strike from Neto to Curcio. That one over, 1-2 now.
It's a good pitch. caught the outside edge. Curcio thought it was a little wide, but Neto able to dot the black of the plate.
That one lifted right center, long run. Center fielder Dewey had to come get it. It looks like he had a beat on it, and then it kind of died, and he had to put a late jolt in to get there.
Yeah, the wind's been swirling a little bit today. It's been pushing primarily out to right over the last 30, 40 minutes or so, but it's been pushing some to center and left as well. So we'll see how that plays out throughout the day and how the outfielders adjust to it.
J-Ron Morris, he of Tullahoma, Tennessee, at the dish now. Morris, 295 on the year with a homer and 17 RBIs. That one over for a strike. Saw a tweet yesterday that cracked me up. Baseball season kind of officially being open, and by the way, that's a whole other rant about opening day for Major League Baseball being played in Japan at 4 in the morning. So,
like 2 weeks before it's played in the States.
Why don't you guys celebrate the 4th of July in London or something over there? It's supposed to be a national holiday. Anyway, the 4 starting pitchers in that series, it absolutely cracked me up. It pointed out the fact you had Yamamoto, Imanaga, Sasaki, and Steele. So I love that the starting pitchers for the Tokyo series are 3 Japanese superstars and my main man from Agricola, Mississippi, with a population of 346. That one lifted to the shortstop right at him, and the inning is over. Nice sliding play by Anthony Bassett. The home run gets Bryan on the board. They lead 1-0 through half an inning on the Faulkner Sports Network. Leading off the game for Faulkner, it's Juan Trinidad. They don't have a captain on this team, but I would call Juan Trinidad the captain. He's the closest thing I've seen, and not just because he wears number 2 like Derek Jeter. But Juan Trinidad
much better glove than Derek Jeter, by the way. So that's another
Juan Trinidad has very clearly established himself as the emotional leader of this team. He takes strike 1. The man is from Barceloneta, Puerto Rico, and he enters today as at 431 on the season, 17 games played, 16 starts, couple of homers, 14 RBIs, and you're talking about a guy that can get on base, but still doesn't draw a lot of walks, and that one rifled the right field, and climbing the ladder is Cook to catch it as the wind's blowing straight out now. One gone.
Yeah, that looked like a ball that was going to die kind of right in front of him, be a kind of easy one-hopper that Cook couldn't get to, and it just kept climbing. And then it looked like it was going to burn him. Cook went up, made the grab. Great play by the right fielder.
Jason Polanco to the dish. Started to come out of that slump late in the series against ABAC, hitting .311 on the season, 6 homers, 17 RBIs, 2 triples, 4 doubles, and a good swing here as he fouls it toward the football field. The man on the mound is Phoenix Johnson, a 6'1 sophomore lefty out of Salt Lake City, Utah. He of the FSN All-Name team has a 6.32 ERA over 15 2/3 innings of work. He has struck out 3 batters and walked 6 with a .274 batting average against. He's ahead of Polanco, 0-2 here. The southpaw delivers. Rifled foul.
Kind of lost in the sauce of all the records that were shattered that day. I mean, Eduardo Martinez hitting 3 home runs, tying a program and a conference record for single-game home runs. Polanco had 2 in that game, and I believe it was 1 from both sides of the plate. I could be wrong on that because it's been a month, and my memory's awful. But
that one misses 1 and 2. Wind blowing just about straight out right now. It is still swirling. 1 and 2. Johnson delivers. Polanco swings through it. He's retired. 2 gone quickly here in the bottom of the first for Phoenix Johnson. Yeah,
Johnson just attacked these batters so far, and it's what we saw. It's what we saw Abraham Baldwin do with a lot of success on Sunday in Game 1. He just went right after the Faulkner lineup, and they were able to shut him down.
The 1-2, he just blew clean by Polanco. So Orlando Lordui at the dish here with 2 away in the first, and he'll take ball 1. Lordui hitting .353, 7 homers, 32 RBIs. He is the leading RBI man on this club. Lordui from Panama, transferred here last year from Benedictine Mesa.
One of the first times I've seen an infield shift all season. I think it is the first time I've seen an infield shift this season that has had a middle infielder on the other side of the bag. But Morton standing on the first base side of the second base bag.
2-1 count here on Lordui. Misses high and away. 3-1 on Orlando. See the leaves picking up as the wind gusts.
Definitely don't want to leave anything hanging to Lordui right now.
Over the middle of the plate there, 3-2. Orlando didn't like it, but it looked pretty from here.
And that could have also just been an instance of the wind kind of factoring in with Orlando, too. The dust may have gotten up on him, and he just may not have even been able to see that ball.
That's how you beat a shift. You send it in the left center field gap. Lordui's on his horse heading for second, and it'll be a double for Orlando Lordui. So that's going to get Adrian Martinez to the plate with an opportunity to try to tie the game. 2-out hit from Lordui.
That's a good cut by Orlando, and that's just what Orlando can do. It didn't look like that powerful swing. He just threw the hands out there and met the ball and sent it for a ride where the defenders won't. And that's how Lordui will do it most of the time. And he's a incredibly talented batter.
Adrian Martinez hitting .317 on the year, a couple of homers, 22 RBIs, a .488 slugging percentage, as he also has 6 doubles and a triple to his credit. Martinez, a native of Arecibo, Puerto Rico, transferred from New Mexico Military Institute last year and sat out the season. That one taken for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, he's been a great addition in the lineup this year, and he's been versatile. He's played at first, he's played at third, and he's been highly talented at the plate.
How do you like a left-handed curveball? Because you've seen 2 of them so far, and now Martinez got to deal with an 0-2, and if you throw him something straight, I don't think you paid attention. 0-2 count. Let's see if he can put another one in there, and he does go away from him there, 1-2.
Yeah, worked him high inside with the curveball and then moving away for a fastball trying to get him to chase, but put it well out of reach.
That curveball misses, 2-2. Two balls, two strikes here. Johnson checks the runner and delivers. Martinez flares it left field. It's going to stay fair, and it's going to get down. Left fielder was shading him over toward the right center field gap. Back-to-back doubles have the Eagles on the board. They've tied the game with 2 out in the bottom of the first.
And that is one of the things that you have when you've got really talented bats. Even when you've got a shift on that may go towards their trends a little bit, they can put it in the other field. And that's what Orlando Lordui and Adrian Martinez just did right there. And here's a guy who doesn't matter what field it's in, he's capable of putting it out.
Well, what's interesting is they've shifted a little bit toward right in both instances, but Johnson was working them away. And when your guy's working you away, that's the way you want to go, and that just kind of played right into the gaps that were left for him. Martinez fouls that one back. Eduarni, again, he had 3 homers against Bryan, so they know full well what the man from Caracas, Venezuela can do. He is hitting .419 on the season. That's the second highest average on this team. 9 homers. That's the highest mark, and that might be 10. Will it carry deep enough? It still goes. Number 10 for Eduarni Martinez. He's hit 4 against Bryan, and he's going to pay their hotel bill, so see if they can stay in town another day. My goodness. It's a 3-1 Faulkner lead off a towering shot to left center.
Yeah, Eduarni just got a hold of that one, and for a moment it looked like Ramsey may have had a play on the ball, but that one just no shot on it whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, Eduarni Martinez absolutely punished that ball. So 2 away in the inning here, and we're going to get DiClemente to the dish. The right fielder is a native of Oakville, Ontario, Canada. He transferred from Kaiser University. DiClemente enters the day hitting .333 with a homer and 16 RBIs. That one will miss away. It's a 1-0 count. DiClemente, one of those aforementioned players that is in the constant battle to take reps in right field. He's ahead 2-0 here. Didn't even tell you about the around the horn defense. Johnson's battery mate is Warden. First to third defensively is Morris, Sabo, Morton, and Campos. That one misses 3-0. And then left to right in the outfield, it's Stradley, Ramsey, and Cook for the Lions. 3-1 ball game here and a 3-0 count on DiClemente, who could lay the bat down for this pitch. That one over for a strike, 3-1.
DiClemente transferred from a really good program in Kaiser, a team we've had several good battles with over the seasons, and a guy who's made his name known in the Sun Conference and getting a new chance, new opportunity here at Faulkner, and he's taking advantage of it.
Payoff pitch coming to KDC, and he will flare that one up. Shortstop grabs it and fires to first as the high chopper not enough to get DiClemente aboard, and a really good play by the shortstop Morton. But 3 runs, back-to-back doubles and a homer, all with 2 outs, and Faulkner leads 3-1 after 1 on the Faulkner Sports Network. Cook, Campos, and Warden for the Lions this inning. Cook, native of Spring City, Tennessee, enters hitting .325 on the season. 22 runs scored for him. 7 homers and 20 RBIs. He's the second leading power man in this lineup. 2-0 count to him here. Neto delivers. Fouled straight back. It's got to be good for the confidence of Neto. You give up that home run to lead off the game. You settle in, get the next 3 guys. Your offense comes up, puts up 3 with 2 outs, and you get back to the mound with a lead.
Just a bit inside there.
So Faulkner may want to look into seeing if they can get 2 outs on the board to start every inning.
It's a 3-1. That time you got it correctly.
You looked up an interesting stat about the Eagles' batting average and RBIs with 2 outs.
Yeah, with 2 outs, Faulkner now has 55 RBIs this season.
I think you said now 58.
58. They came in with 55, and they entered batting .355 with 2 outs.
It's insane. And they just went 3 for 4 with 2 outs, so that went up again. That went over for a strike.
First time we've seen a runner on the bases for Bryan in this one. We'll see how it impacts Neto.
Cyrus Campos from Grapevine, Texas. That one lifted straightaway center or left center, and it still goes. And he hit it to the same spot Martinez hit it, and it's out of here. And Campos, with his second home run of the year, has tied the ball game. So I said, surely we're not going to see 11. That's 3 thus far, shooter. It's a 3-3 ball game.
Yeah, the ball's jumping out of the park today, and a lot of there could be a lot of doubts about, okay, what happened if there's that many home runs? These teams can just hit the ball well off each other, and there are weird things in baseball that I will never understand, why some teams perform better against others, and why what uniform someone's wearing can sometimes determine how well they play. But there's something about these two teams where they just hit nukes off each other, it seems.
Yeah, it's now 14 combined home runs between the 2 games that these teams have played. We are 10 innings in on the season. All right, so your hitter is Garrett Warden. Warden is ahead in the count here, now 3-0. Warden trying to find hit. There he is, 256 on the year. Neto rattled a little bit after that homer. Settled in well after he gave up the first homer. Struck out the next batter. But now he's behind 3-0 to Warden. That one over for a strike.
I want to correct something you said just a few moments ago. There were 15 home runs in that first game, so we've got 18 home runs.
Okay, so I said that earlier, and then I thought you said there were 11, like in an in-office conversation. I was like,
yeah, I thought it was earlier, too.
I remember the number being stupid crazy, 15. So the error there. So I mean, 15 in a game is absurd.
Yes.
11 would actually be an improvement.
Yes.
From a pitching standpoint. So we've now had 18 home runs hit between these two teams.
So Cameron Mullins comes in to run now.
All right, so Mullins is running.
Error.
Mullins is from Chattanooga, Tennessee. 4 stolen bases on the year for him. There's a chopper third base side going foul. Stradley at the dish. 276 on the year. 2 home runs for Stradley. So entering the day Faulkner had hit 32 home runs, and Bryan had hit 30. It's now 33 and 32 respectively, and we're in the second with nobody out.
Now make it 1 after Stradley goes down swinging.
So Stradley chased that one. He's retired. Gets Sabo to the dish. Sabo, 239 on the season. That one thrown down and back in time on the back pick. 0-1 count here. Sabo awaits. Only the second person I've ever heard of named Sabo. The other one was the third baseman for the Cincinnati Reds when I was growing up, Chris Sabo. No balls, 2 strikes. That one misses. 1-2. Big cut, can't get it there, and a couple of strikeouts from Neto here after the error. That's a good sign. So he gave up the homer, went behind 3-0, induced a ground ball, didn't get the out, but he induced the ground ball, then struck out the next 2. So the resilience out of Neto here on display, and he'll try to get the leadoff man Ramsey, who homered his first time. Misses away, no throw from Webb. The 1-0 delivery from Neto buries that one inside and misses 2-0. So Mullins at second. Bryan trying to find a way to get him home and take the lead in the second. Foul back out of play. Foul ball brought to you by Jacob Bear, Alpha Insurance, Millbrook, Alabama. Best day to have a foul ball into a parking lot. There's like 5 vehicles out there, and one of them is the team bus. 2-1 count. This is away 3-1. Some days the statistician has to estimate how many fans.
Yeah.
Other days he knows them by name. 3-1 count. Spring break here at Faulkner, midweek. Lifted. Did he hit another one out?
Yeah, he did. That one's gone.
Ramsey, 2-run shot, 2 for 2 with 2 home runs. And it's a 5-3 lead for Bryan. So we opened the broadcast by saying 15 home runs between the two teams when they played the first time. Surely they wouldn't approach that today. We're at 4 through 8 outs.
Yeah, and with the way the wind is pushing out today, it makes home runs like that we're going to get out no matter what the weather is.
Yeah.
Those are obviously going to count, but then you may get a couple more kind of cheap ones as the day goes on as well.
Neto ran it in and just missed him somehow. 1-0. So we're on pace for 27 homers in this one. Morton is the home run leader for Bryan. Get Jerry Green out to the mound to talk with Neto, see if he can settle him down a little bit.
Yeah, just a moment ago, saw Jerry Green after the home run walk down to the bullpen, say get Minter up and moving. And
well, yeah, and here's the big thing for Neto, and you want to give the complete picture. So Neto gave up the leadoff home run to start the game, came back and struck out the next batter, went 1-2-3 after that, looked great. Gave up the homer earlier this inning, got behind 3-0, settled right back in, got the ground ball, an error behind him, struck out the next 2. So he's out of the inning effectively. He's bounced back well, but leaves one over the plate. Ramsey gets him. Now he's got to try to find a way to bounce back again. you hope he can draw from the successes of the first 2 times that he gave up homers there and be resilient in this at bat and get through it. Again, it's just one of those days. I don't think it matters who's on the mound. The ball's flying out of the yard today.
Yeah, and especially when there's the thought of the last game where everyone's hitting home runs when you're up, and hitting is contagious. There's something weird psychological about when one guy gets that hit and everything starts falling again. And I think it's the same way with homers, and we're seeing it now, especially when you got a lot of power through both these lineups. Yeah. You're talking 33 home runs for both teams now on the season.
2-1 is your count.
And Bryan, 24 games into their season, where Faulkner at 24 as well.
Well, what's wild about that, like when you look at the numbers coming into the day, you were at a combined 62 home runs between these two teams, nearly 25% of them in the same game against each other. It's bizarre. Full count here. Payoff pitch coming from Neto. Big cut, can't get it. Neto bounces back and gets through it. So Faulkner trails 5-3. Their offense comes to the plate in the bottom of the second on the Faulkner Sports Network. Up to the plate, bottom of the second, it's Christian Webb leading off the inning. He'll take ball one. Webb, the catcher for the Eagles, hitting .348 on the year, a couple of home runs, 17 RBIs. Back to work is Phoenix Johnson here. 2-0 count. That one's over for a strike, 2-1. Johnson delivers. That one fouled away. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Mookie. Christian Webb had a good year at the plate, trying to continue it here. He'll take their high 3-2, full count, payoff pitch on the way. Chopper toward the shortstop. Running play, got him barely, but a really good play by Morton.
Yeah, it's twice we've seen Morton handling those slow, high choppers with excellence. He had to be even better on that one. The one with DiClemente a little bit faster towards him, but he really had to charge in there and make a good play on Webb to get the first out.
That will get Marlon Oviedo to the dish. Marlon's been a spark plug in this lineup. Marlon Oviedo from Managua, Nicaragua, the left fielder in this lineup. Sends it through the right side for a base hit. Marlin, I was going to tell you, was hitting 333 on the year. That is now no longer true. It's higher than that as he singles through the right side.
Yeah, he's been a really, really good addition in the lineup. Missed the first couple of weeks. I believe I was just waiting on an eligibility ruling for him, and he has been really, really talented. And one of my favorite things about watching him play, he plays with so much energy and so much love for the game.
Dude, he's like that hanging out in the dugout.
Yeah.
Like, I was down doing photography during those first couple of weeks of the season, and he was just always into something. Like, big personality, a lot of fun. Man at the plate right now is Anthony Bassett-Torres. Bassett singles through the left side. So back-to-back base hits from Oviedo and Torres. And here we are with the runners on first and second. So nice job by Bassett. He's a guy that you call him a glove first shortstop, and some people think that means he can't hit. He can. He's streaky, but he absolutely can. And if he gets it going in that 9-hole and feeds the top of this Faulkner order, you're in for something special.
Yeah, that's what we saw in what we saw 8 days ago against Talladega. The middle of the lineup was relatively doing nothing. I think it was one, maybe two hits between, it may have been 2 to 6 had only a couple hits in there.
Sure.
But 7, 8, 9 was on board 12 times.
Right. And really got things going. 0-1 count to Trinidad. He'll send it center field and carrying. Going back. Gone. No, hits the top of the batter's eye, and it's going to be a long single for Juan Trinidad. And now the play at the plate, and Oviedo gets in there. Juan Trinidad with a 400-foot single off the batter's eye that hit the yellow line. If that thing lifts a half an inch, it climbs over the wall, and it's a 3-run shot.
Yeah, I feel like I got to apologize to Juan on that one. When I saw where that ball was going and I saw Ramsey kind of turn around for a second and stop, I went ahead and typed home run on the stats. That's on me, Juancho. That's on me, buddy.
Jason Polanco to the dish now. Couple of runners aboard for Polanco with one out in the inning. And, Trinidad frustrated that ball was so close to getting out in one of the deepest parts of the park, and because we've got a batter's eye here, it did not get out of here.
Yeah, it's a 20-foot batter's eye back there, 10-foot around on the rest of the fence.
And he hit that thing 19 feet 11 inches, hit that yellow line, and came right back. And a great job by the center fielder there, Ramsey, playing it off the hop on that wall. So 0-2 count here for Polanco. Johnson checks the runner and delivers. Misses inside, 1-2, and the runners will advance as he gets away from the catcher. So Polanco
hit him.
Oh, it did hit him. Okay. Lots of home runs today. As Joel Best is asking, how did we score? Joel Best is going to grab a bat to see if he's got any eligibility left. Orlando Lordui to the dish. The way this is going, Seth Page may get an inning today. Our sports information specialist. Bases loaded for Orlando Lordui.
The shift is off against Lordui now after last time.
If you shift and he rifles one in the left center field gap, you don't shift anymore. That one's slicing away. Long run for Ramsey. He'll get there. Runner at third will tag and score, and the sac fly ties the ball game.
Great work by Trinidad running bases there. Had gotten enough distraction to prevent trying to make a play at the plate. They go to third instead, and an easy sacrifice fly run in for Bassett.
Well, if you're Johnson, you got Lordui at the plate, wind blowing out, bases loaded, one out, and you get a first pitch fly ball to center, it's a win.
Yeah.
Now Adrian Martinez, who doubled his last time. Martinez, big cut, can't get it.
I went fishing for one there that looked pretty good coming in, then just dropped. 0-1 count.
Climbing back in's Martinez. Big cut, can't get that one. Martinez is eyeball in center field. Hadn't seen either one of those breaking balls. Johnson got ahead of him with the curveball on 2 straight pitches to start that first at bat, and he'll just
Where'd
miss
that
there.
miss?
Woo! Adrian was headed to the dugout. 1-2, new life for Adrian Martinez. Trinidad takes his lead at second. Polanco's at first, and Martinez can't make good. First base is occupied. It doesn't matter because it's out, because there's 2 outs, but they'll throw down to first and get him, and the inning is over. Tie ball game, 5-all through 2. FSN. That one over. No, they'll say a ball there. Leading off the inning is Curcio, followed by Morrison Cook. That one gets in there, 1-1. Misses away. 2 balls and a strike. And he hit him. So now Neto got to bounce back from that. Morris to the dish. Curcio will walk it off down there. That one misses. 1-0 count. Morris listed on the roster as a catcher, playing first in this one. Neto misses away, overcooked that one a little bit. Little Wednesday afternoon baseball here at Harrison Field. If you like offense, this is the game for you. Already 5 extra base hits in the ballgame. 10 runs scored. Colin Neto says, I very much don't like offense. That one didn't miss by much if it missed at all, but as is, it's a walk. So a bean ball and a base on ball, and we've got 2 on and nobody out here in the third. It's going to get cooked to the dish.
And that may be it for Neto.
Yeah, that'll do it. Patrick McCarthy's going to come get him. There's some positives, and you hope Neto can build on those. The arm's definitely there. You saw the resilience a couple of times after giving up homers. He locked back in and made some good pitches after that, but shaking a little bit here to start the third. He hit a batter and then walked the next one on 4 pitches. We presume they're going to bring the hook here. I think McCarthy has taken the ball. So Colin Neto's day is done. We'll tell you about the reliever on the other side. This is the Faulkner Sports Network. Starting the inning not starting the inning, rather, inheriting 2 on and nobody out is Matt Meyer. Meyer is a redshirt junior from Mesa, Arizona. The number's on him, Carter Moles.
Matt Meyer making his 12th appearance. He's worked 12 2/3 innings. He has struck out 10, walked 9, a 174 batting average against. And fun fact about Matt Meyer, it is his birthday today, so happy birthday, Matt. Hope you have a good outing today to celebrate it.
Happy birthday to Matt Meyer. You get to start celebrating by facing Cook with 2 on, nobody out. Cook walked his first time. Meyer's ahead of him 1-2, and a birthday strikeout from Matt Meyer. Big Cut can't get it, and Cook is retired.
Third baseman, number 1, Cyrus Campos.
Get Campos to the plate here. Campos with a homer, his first at bat, 2-run shot. And you see where Kenny DiClemente is, almost all the way over in that left center field alley behind the shortstop. That's where he was the first time. It's a good scouting report because Campos hit it clean over his head right to that spot. No balls and a strike. That one over 0-2. NCAA men's basketball tournament starts tomorrow. I've got to sit down and fill out the brackets for the various online groups I've been invited to. With 4 children and a couple of jobs, I haven't had a whole lot of time to think about that. In your serious bracket, not the one you did for fun, who do you have? Drive, left field, long run, Oviedo, at the wall almost. He makes the catch. 2 gone.
I've only halfway made one right now, and that one I had Houston, and that was just kind of a quick, maybe spend a minute and a half, 2 minutes on it. My non-serious one, I've got C.J. Hines, former Faulkner Eagle, taking Alabama State to the championship game where they lose to Tennessee.
We do one in our family. All of us, we print a bracket out. There's 6 of us. Even the 4-year-old does a bracket. You know. He goes by the team names that he likes to say the most. I really thought Duke had a chance to win it all for him because he giggled for a long time. He took McNeese to the final, because I think he thought he was getting a kid's meal toy with it. 1-0 count. So I filled mine out and surprised myself because I didn't have a strong opinion sitting down about who would win. But as I just went through matchup by matchup bracket, I couldn't figure out who was going to beat Auburn. So I just had Auburn win it. I will be let down like everyone else who's ever picked Auburn.
Especially when C.J. Hines drops 40 on their neck tomorrow.
Bring it. That one, a ground ball picked up, flipped over to first, and the inning is over. Matt Meyer do a job. Gets all 3 after inheriting 2 on and nobody out. We'll stay 5-5 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Eduardo Martinez leading off the inning for Faulkner. 2-run shot his first time. New pitcher on the mound for this Bryan Ball Club, and he has it popped straight up on the first pitch. You know what Martinez was doing? It was a home run cut. The new pitcher's number 28, Creed Klein, a senior righty from Asheville, Alabama. So Klein back here in the home state. Creed Klein. And I'm looking for pitching numbers on the year from Mr. Klein, and I'm not seeing them unless that's one of the numbers they told us was going to be a different one today.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. And I didn't see anything different.
I know they came up to tell us somebody had a different number today, but I didn't catch who it was. It was 26? All right, so Creed Klein is who we've got listed here. So he's ahead 1-1 here. Or not ahead, but rather even 1-1 as I try to pull up Bryan's roster on the website, and it is not. There's 2 in the drop-down menu, and only one of them is real. Of course, right now it's not acting like even that one's real. Might be a product of Faulkner Wi-Fi. Ball and 2 strikes here. Klein misses away. I'm going to go with Faulkner Wi-Fi being the problem, as we're just spinning on the Presto site trying to, of course, that could be anything. That one fouled back. Yeah, I'm not finding it. If we have who we think we have here, it would appear that this is Klein's first outing of the season. 2-2. Misses away.
Yeah, and on the lineup card, 28 is Creed Klein, so I believe this is going to be his first appearance of the year. Good to make it in your home state.
Yeah.
Top 15 team in the country.
Misses away there, and he'll issue a walk to Kenny DiClemente.
And the new poll was released today, and Faulkner found themselves dropping a couple spots, which I think's justified. Lost a couple games since the last poll that really shouldn't have lost. But as you look at that April slate for Faulkner coming up, it's going to be a prove it month for the Eagles. Show who they are, and if there's any time that you want that time to be where you've got to be right, you want it to be in April as you're rolling into May.
That's right. Christian Webb at the dish. Webb will take inside there. 2-0 to Christian Webb. Klein will check the runner at first. Misses away, 3-0, and a stolen base for Kenny DiClemente.
So a walk has now turned into a runner on second, and could turn into a couple walks here and bring up Avieta, who's been swinging the bat pretty well.
All right, from what I can find, Creed Klein went to, looks like Victory Christian High School, it would seem. Apparently signed with Bryan as a freshman, worked his way through their JV program to make it onto varsity here. That one over for a strike, 3-1. Three balls and a strike. That one misses.
And Webb draws a walk, so another free pass issued here.
Back-to-back walks with one away in the inning.
And Webb will give way for John Michael Riley, who's spent some time out in the left. He's been part of that left field battle.
Hey, do you want to know what being 43 is? You're digging in your backpack for something and you find a thing of Tylenol you didn't know you had. And then you're really excited about it because your back hurts for no apparent reason. What did you do to your back? I woke up this morning. That
Runners
went
go.
in for a strike and a double steal.
A missed for ball one.
Oh.
Just missed inside then.
1-0 count as Seth Page gets challenged to a match at WrestleMania. He'll take their 1-1, and he nods in agreement. Oviedo's like, yep. Mm-hmm.
Even now.
Yeah.
That one did look like it got the outside edge and just kept breaking away, though. So.
Yeah. Ball and a strike here on Oviedo. Singled his first time, and he singled his second time. Right up the middle. That's going to get at least one home. And the trail runner makes the big turn. They're not going to have a play, and it's a 2-run single for Marlon Oviedo, and it's 7-5 here in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, great base running by John Michael Riley there to go second home on a just what could have been a really easy play to only go one base on, but he got a great jump. He read it well, knew that no one was there, and was able to get there.
That will get Bassett to the dish. Bassett had a single his first time. He'll throw over to Chase Oviedo back. Oviedo, again, missed a couple of weeks of the season, so he hasn't been on that many times. But he is 2 for 2 in steals. 48 stolen bases for Faulkner as a ball club. Coming into the day, they're at 50 now after that double steal. Now there's 51 if he can beat it, and he does. Oviedo swipes second.
The strike at the plate.
1-1 count on Bassett, who looks like he got into Sean Ross's locker with all the pink. Ball and a strike. Of course, Sean Ross, former Faulkner Eagle, in camp with the Pirates. And Oviedo's in no man's land. Got to get in a pickle. See if he can hang around long enough to make somebody make a mistake. How much energy does Marlon have left? That's enough. Marlon tagged out there. Got a little too loosey on second base, and they throw him out, and we leave it to Carter Moles to track how many people touched the ball on that play and what the sequence was.
It was a 1-5-6, 5-6, 5-6-1 put out.
1-5-6, 5-6, 5-6-1. Are we breaking into a bank here or a safe? Like, what are we? 1-5-6, 5-6, 5-6-1.
If it were ones and zeros, it'd be Grayson Plunkett's language.
And that one gets to the backstop. If Oviedo could hang around one more pitch, he'd be on third base. 2-1 count here on Bassett. I like Oviedo, though. There's an extra sequence in that put out because of how long Oviedo hung around with that energy. Most guys, they give it up pretty quick, and Oviedo was like, no, maybe now. It's like trying to chase my toddler through the living room, and I think eventually he'll give up. I am wrong. 2-2 count. Chopper, right side, first baseman fields a tough hop and beats him to the bag. So Faulkner able to put 2 up. They lead 7-5 as we head to the 4th on the Faulkner Sports Network. Stradley, Sabo, and Ramsey due up this inning to face Matt Meyer. Meyer delivers, fouled straight back. A 1 count on Stradley, who struck out his first time.
So as it stands now, Meyer, the pitcher of record. Something that likely to change over the course of a midweek baseball game, but if Meyer can get in the rocking chair and go a little bit and get some support. And keep it away from the Lions, and it'll be a win on his birthday.
Lifted, center field, long run. Park's not going to hold it. Gone. 7-6 after Stradley goes yard. The fourth homer of the game for Bryan. The 5th homer of the game overall. Faulkner's fallen behind in the home run race. They still lead 7-6, but nobody out here in the 4th.
Yeah, great cut. Send that to dead center. You saw the ride that Juan Trinidad had to put on that ball, and he couldn't get it over the batter's eye. And Stradley hit it right over top of it. His 3rd home run of the season.
1-0 count on Sabo, the second baseman. Meyer got to shake that one. Get back to work here. Line to Polanco, and he'll make the play.
That's a tough line out to make from Polanco there. Ball with a lot of speed. He got fortunate it curled a little bit towards him, but that looked like it was destined to roll for a little bit in right center.
You know, Matt Meyer's numbers are really interesting coming in. He's a guy with a 7.11 ERA, but only a 174 batting average against. In fact, if you look, as there's a grounder eaten up by Bassett. Oh, my goodness. That's a pro guy, Jonathan Villa says, and he shows you why right there. That was a pro-level play. So, among qualified pitchers on the Faulkner staff, Matt Meyer entered this game with the lowest batting average against. So if you've got a 7.11 ERA but only a 174 batting average against, you've had a fair amount of bad luck.
Yeah, you have. And a little bit has been some self-induced with some walks and some hit by pitches, some command issues. But you see innings like that, and you saw what he did when he came in last inning, and you see the quality of pitcher that Matt Meyer really is.
Yeah. All right, you get one guess. Who's the second lowest batting average against on this staff?
Second lowest. Marco's been roughed up the last couple games. I don't think it's been him. DeStefano?
It's Mose Hayes with a 178, just a hair behind him. The soft contact maven, Mose Hayes. All right, back on the other side, 7-6 ball game on the Faulkner Sports Network. Back here, bottom of the fourth, 7-6 is your score. Creed Klein back to work here, and with arms wide open, he delivers the first one. That one misses, 1-0. And it's Trinidad Polanco Lordui up for the Eagles. Trinidad takes their 1-1, top of the order for Faulkner. Trinidad is 1 for 2. He had a 400-foot single his last time that was every bit of 20 feet high, hit off the top of the wall and came back in. Foul back.
That's a home run in most every park.
Yeah.
In the NAIA and most of the big league parks as well.
But because he had somebody on in front of him, he couldn't get to 2. So it ended up being a noisy single, and he rifles that one off his fist, foul.
Which we've been talking about a couple plays in our softball doubleheader on Friday, scoring-wise, and there's a weird play where you get a pop-up that drops, kicks off the pitcher's glove who's trying to make a diving play for it, and it ends up going for 2 bases. So slugging percentage-wise, that's twice as much as what Juan Trinidad got for hitting it 400 feet and hitting the top of the wall.
That's exactly right. He'll fly out to left center here, and Trinidad's retired, 1 gone in the Faulkner half of the fourth. Jason Polanco to the dish here. 0 for 1 with a strikeout is Polanco. Polanco to dig in. Creed Klein peers in, gets the sign, kicks and delivers. Polanco, push bunt down the third baseline. He'll try to leg it out. Smooth play, not in time. And an infield hit on the bunt. And credit Campos there to give himself a shot at that. He had to play it perfectly, and he was just about a quarter of a step too late on that throw.
Yeah, Polanco's got a lot of speed and would have been a tough play to make. Made it really close, but Polanco just a little too quick.
So Polanco aboard now.
And for a guy like Polanco who hadn't been seeing the ball too well past couple games, you get that one infield hit to go, and maybe that's the break you need to start getting you back to what we've seen all season long.
Lord Dewey is 1 for 1 in this one. He doubled his first time. He's behind 0-1 here, and they'll throw over and get Polanco back. Shout out our Faulkner Sports Network crew here working on spring break. Our producer, Michael Johnston. Our operations team of Julia Rice and Abby Herring and Dean Kelly providing the dulcet tones on PA. Seth Page is a photographer in this one, so if you like the photos, tell Seth. If you don't, keep it to yourself. Ball and a strike as Klein gets ready to deliver.
Especially when C.J. Hines drops 40 on Auburn tomorrow.
Seth's a lifelong Auburn fan. He's used to disappointment. 2-1. He was an Auburn fan in the state of Mississippi at that, so it reeks to me of someone who got sick of the Mississippi State Ole Miss beef and said, I don't like none of y'all.
He watched the Egg Bowl end with that ridiculous penalty.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm out. I'm done with this.
3-1.
You're going to give someone the game over the dog celebration? Come on.
Thrown back. Polanco back on his belly. So I had to share my old guy reminiscence of the March Madness with you guys yesterday. I think one of the greatest sports-themed promotions I've ever seen. That one popped up left side, working over is the third baseman Campos, trails back, and he'll make the play 2 gone in the inning. But late 90s, early 2000s, Mountain Dew used to run this promotion where every 20-ounce bottle of Mountain Dew, there was a there was a college, D1 college, listed on the inside of the bottle cap. And during you drank the Mountain Dew and you kept the bottle cap, because if the team you had on that cap won either the men's or the women's national tournament, you got to send that cap in and you got a jersey, like an actual college basketball jersey of your choice. And they didn't have everybody, but they had a pretty wide selection. We drank so much Mountain Dew during that time because my parents drank a lot of Diet Mountain Dew, and I was like, well, I want to try to win a jersey. And so, normally I drank Surge, which was way worse for you anyway. So the shift to Mountain Dew was a move in the right direction health-wise. So drank a ton of Mountain Dew during that time. And one year I pulled 4 UConn caps, and UConn's women won the thing. And I ended up with 4 college basketball jerseys hanging in my closet for no reason. There's just a Southern Illinois jersey in my closet. Go Salukis, for no reason at all. Oh, lots of memories around the tournament. That one in on his belly, safe, and a stolen base there for Polanco. And of course, all of my college memories of the tournament involve me not going to class at all on the first day of the tournament. We've got something on Thursday. We do not. We do not. I would be in my apartment watching the game. Period. That's where I was going to be all day long.
Yeah, if it weren't spring break, I can guarantee you there'd be more students than not who would be looking on the March Madness app or wherever it was, watching college basketball and
the funny thing
halfway
is,
paying attention.
The funny thing is, you go into sports because you love it. You go into a career in college athletics, and you think, I'll watch all of these things. We're too busy. We see none of these things.
Yeah.
So, people ask us, who are you picking in March Madness? I don't know. I've seen maybe 3 D1 games all year and only in pieces.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the NAI bracket, So we know that one a little bit.
You want to talk about that Freed Hardeman Life matchup coming up?
That's a rematch of a really good game. 2-1. Life lost by 2 possessions in Henderson back in December, before Life really got it going. It's really interesting. And listen, I haven't seen everybody in the country, so it's hard to say. 2-1 here. That one misses away 3-1. I can tell you Chase Harris is the best player I saw all year, and there's a real chance he's the best player in the country, and people are going to find that out.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal point guard for Life. And, I'm really excited to see how Life handles Peyton Law at Freed Hardeman.
Yeah. His name is Dara Olanade. That's how they handle him. And that is an absolute mash. Kenny DiClemente just banished, or Adrian Martinez, rather. Adrian Martinez just banished that ball to the trees. Long gone.
Yeah, that
Sorry,
ball
Kenny D, you'll get one later.
That ball must have done something to Adrian's family.
He absolutely sent that ball. The right fielder gave the cursory jog just for his pitcher's sake, which is more than Stafford Quinley got in Idaho.
And that was when Sam Anthony would run for anything.
Uh-huh.
But that one, Staff, I'm sitting right here.
For the Bryan fans who are watching, who in the world is this? So we had a pitcher, one of our good buddies here on the Faulkner Sports Network, very effective reliever for Faulkner named Stafford Quinley in the World Series up in Lewiston. He had a ball hit off of him that he didn't even turn and look at, and the center fielder never moved. Absolutely both of them knew it was gone.
Like the second it hit the bat, Stafford just put his glove up
and asked for another
ball.
Yeah. That one fouled off by Eduardo Martinez. The second home run of the game for Faulkner gives us now 6 homers in this game. So 21 total between the two teams across 2 games this season.
And this guy's got 3 of them.
Yeah.
I know 4 of them. He had one earlier today.
Yeah. Yeah, Adrian Martinez absolutely punished that ball. As I was reminiscing on March Madness, I forgot who was at the plate for us there. That one lifted foul out of play. Ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, Adrian, that was his third? Yeah, third homer of the year.
He's such a well-rounded hitter. When you look at his slugging numbers, you look at those extra base hits. He's got doubles, he's got triples, he's got homers. He's able to just find a way on board.
Well, and there's a couple of guys in this lineup like that. The other one that comes to mind is Jason Polanco. You're talking about 12 extra base hits for Polanco on the year. 6 of them are homers. He's kind of they batted him leadoff a lot, but he's really kind of the quintessential two-hole hitter. High contact with some pop, as that one pops Martinez right between the shoulder blades, and he'll head down to first base.
So now we'll see if it was a little bit of foreshadowing as Kenny DiClemente comes up now.
Well, I got it queued up, but it's only fair that I call Adrian's name if he hits one out here.
Yeah, you're going to have to. Balance it out.
That's right. The universe requires balance.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
So Kenny DiClemente to the dish. Kenny, let's look. He does have 1 on the year. Wind's blowing out a little bit, not gusting like it was earlier. 9-6 ball game, misses inside. Martinez, slight lead at first, holding his sliding mid in his hand as if that's what it's for. Kenny DiClemente, an absolute shot. You're welcome, kid. Gone. 11-6 as Kenny DiClemente hits it out. Hat tip Adrian Martinez, and Faulkner has launched 3 of them.
Yeah, the ball just keeps leaving the yard, and as you can see, that flag out and right now is pushing straight away, and that one's probably getting out on any day the way he hit it, but even more no doubt off that one, and you can enjoy it a little bit more as you're trotting the bases.
Yeah, they're going to come get Creed Klein. His first outing of the season comes to an end. We'll tell you about the reliever on the other side. Faulkner Sports Network. Little Don Henley for you on a Wednesday afternoon here in the ballpark for all 8 people that are down there listening. New pitcher is Bryce Engel, number 7, the 5'8" sophomore righty from Calhoun, Georgia. Engel, 10 1/3 innings of work this year with a 5.23 ERA, and Christian Webb greets him rudely. Park may hold that one, though, and it will. Ramsey gets under it and makes the catch, and so a couple of pitches and Engel gets out of it. But Faulkner adds 4 on a pair of home runs. They lead 11-6. We head to the 5th on the Faulkner Sports Network.
hitter, number 44, Will Curcio.
Back here live at Harrison Field. Horacio Cruz, the lefty from Mexico City, Mexico, is the new pitcher for the Eagles. His numbers, Carter Moles.
He's making his 7th appearance. He started 2 games earlier this year. Worked 13 innings, struck out 9, walked 6, a 292 average against, an 8.31 ERA on the season, and he's been out of action for a little bit, but he's back in it. We'll see how he looks coming off of injury.
He's another one of those arms similar to Neto. He's another one of those arms that they feel like if they can get him healthy and get him right, it's going to be a big part of their staff on the weekends and down the stretch. 3-4-5 due up this inning for Bryan. It's Curcio, Morris, and Cook, and Cruz is behind 2-0 here. Cruz delivers. Chopper. Polanco. Tough hop makes the play look easy. When you got a shortstop playing second and a shortstop playing first and another shortstop playing shortstop, you're a pretty good infield.
Yeah, it's infield. I know Joel Best and I've talked about it throughout a lot of these weekend series. It is one of the best defensive infields that we've had in this entire run with McCarthy, and it's
you got to go back to the John Michael Matthews years to find one this good. I mean, you got to remember John Michael Matthews is one of the best gloves we've ever seen here, and he was playing second base at one point.
Yeah,
like that was how loaded that infield was, and it's been a long time and since you've seen one of those, and that one laced to left field and a base hit for Morris. But Polanco, Bassett, Trinidad, all starting caliber shortstops.
Yeah, all those guys.
It's like a thing you do on MLB The Show. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go trade for him and make him a first baseman because I can.
Yeah, Juan Trinidad was the first team all-conference first baseman last year, or shortstop last year, and he's playing first now.
Yeah, and Trinidad's a guy that when they signed him, he was a third baseman. And he's just played everywhere, wherever the Eagles have needed him. He was so funny last year. We talked about it a lot when it happened. Eagles were hard up for a first baseman last year. They kept having to, because of injuries, they ended up having to teach Wesley Estrella how to play first. And Juan Trinidad, who had never played first, was over there teaching Estrella how to play it and looked like he'd been playing it his whole life. And so when he got hurt and couldn't move as well over at short, they said, why don't we just put him there? So you ended up finding something else he could do. 1-1 count. Trinidad, and I was thinking about this over the weekend as I'm down there doing photos. The vibe that Trinidad has, and I said at the top of the broadcast, if this team had a captain, he'd be the guy. The vibe that he has in this program with this roster, I haven't seen a guy like that since Jonathan Villa was a player here. Trinidad strikes me as the kind of guy that McCarthy would like to keep around as a coach, if at all possible. Like, he's just that kind of a personality.
Yeah, he's a fantastic human being. I think about a couple of years ago when he had that injury and he was out for the year. Even though he was in a cast, he couldn't really get around. He was sitting right there on that wall and talking to the guys as they're in the on-deck circle and encouraging them, telling them what he's seeing. And he was every bit as part of the team, even though he wasn't out on the field as anybody else. And it'd be really easy to just kind of shut down, kind of stay reserved, sit in the back of the dugout and not really do anything. But he was very involved with the team, and that shows a lot about the character.
2-2 count here as Cook has got a walk and a strikeout today. He's trying to put the ball in play for the first time. Cruz eyes the runner and delivers. Buries that one in the dirt. Full count now, payoff pitch coming. Yeah, it's going to be an odd-looking program without Juan Trinidad down there next year.
Unless, someone comes up with another, random year to give people more eligibility back.
The Pavia rule.
Yeah.
Full count, payoff pitch coming.
Speaking of extra years, we were talking about Stafford Quinley earlier, a guy who played through 3 presidential administrations.
We signed Stafford Quinley during the Obama administration, and he finished during the Biden administration. That one, a walk. Love our guy Stafford Quinley. Stafford Quinley, we were doing a broadcast last year, and you made a joke about a stolen base and a taco at Free Tacos, and Stafford Quinley got us an Uber Eats order of Taco Bell delivered to the press box. That's a level of commitment like none other. Like, if the FSN #1 fan were an option, he were up for grabs, it'd be him, but it's your grandmother.
Yeah, and she texted me at the beginning of the broadcast that your #1 fan is watching
That's
again
right.
today. So.
It's your grandmother, and then it's Reed Sutton's Aunt Linda.
Yes.
But Stafford's right there.
He is.
1-1 count.
You're just not beating either of them, Staff.
No. Campos showed bunt there. He's got a home run today. He lasered the ball over the head of Kenny DiClemente out there in that left center field gap. And that ran in on him and hit him.
Or did it?
Did it? No. But the runners will advance on the wild pitch. So Horacio Cruz struggling with the control a little bit here. Colin Neto already in the basketball shorts delivering the baseballs. The beauty of a home game. You can get out of the ball game and get comfortable. 2-1 is your count. Big cut, can't get it there for Campos. It's been an adventure of an at-bat for Campos here. He bunted one foul toward his own dugout, nearly got hit with one, somehow evaded it, then swung through that one, and now rolls over the top of this one. So we'll go back to 2-2 here with runners on second and third. It's an 11-6 lead for Faulkner. For Bryan, 1 in the first, 2 in the fourth, 4 in the second, rather. 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the fourth. For Faulkner, 3 in the first, 2 in the second, big cut, can't get it for Campos. He's retired. I'm going to call Cruz effectively wild in that at-bat. Faulkner, 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 4 in the fourth. We're at 11-6 right now as Warden steps to the dish. He's 0 for 2. That one over for a strike. Nice break off that left-handed arm slot. Got ahead 0-1. Foul back 0-2 now. It's Cook at second, Morris at third. As the Lions try to draw closer, down 5. A lot of fireworks early. Already 4 home runs for Bryan, 3 for Faulkner. That one will miss low, 1-2. Teams have kind of settled into the game a little bit more right now.
Now, Bryan looking for their first RBI, not from a home run so far. You got 6 runs coming from 4 home runs.
Ball in 2 strikes. Lifted, right side. Over underneath it's Juan Trinidad. It veers back toward the field, and he makes the play, and the inning is over. So Cruz gets out of the mess. He keeps them scoreless in the 5th. We head to the bottom half of the Faulkner Sports Network. Bryce Single back out there after throwing 2 pitches to get out of the 4th. He'll start the 5th here. It's 8-9-1 due up for the Eagles. Marlon Oviedo, 2 for 2 with a couple of RBIs. And then Anthony Bassett, 1 for 2, is your 9-hole hitter. He'll turn it over to Juan Trinidad from there, and then we'll see if anyone reaches. Oviedo has gone through the right side and up the middle, both of them singles. That one, nice break on that pitch, started away and broke back in. 0-1. Fouled left side, 0-2 as Mike Correa shows that he still got the footwork.
Footwork hadn't left the new dad.
No, it will, though. It will. The 0-2 count spikes that one, 1-2. Hard to believe that we are in the back half of March now. Once that calendar turns to April, it's a dead sprint to the end of the season.
Especially with the schedule Faulkner has at the end of the season.
2-2 count here.
So when the calendar hits April 1st, Faulkner travels to Reinhardt to play the number 5 team in the country. And then Middle Georgia comes here, and those are always good series.
Oh, yeah.
And then the following weekend, currently number 8 William Carey comes into town.
Yeah.
Then Faulkner goes to number 11 Loyola on Easter/WrestleMania weekend. And then we close out with Mobile the following weekend, and those are always good series as well.
Oviedo dead center, going to drive him back, but not enough carry on that one. Ramsey will make the play. Oviedo's retired. Yeah, I mean, you look at Faulkner's number 15 in the country, and they are the 3rd highest ranked team in this league, you know. SSAC is loaded, and you lost Stillman off the bottom of that of the league from the last several years and replaced him with an A-back team that's capable of beating anybody on any given day. So I think the league got stronger.
Yeah, it did, and even beyond that, teams throughout the league took a step forward as well.
Sure.
That have been existing in the conference.
0-2 as Bassett will step back in here. So for Faulkner, heading on the road this weekend to Bruton Parker, and you want to win every conference series. That goes without saying. You don't get greedy and ask for the sweep, but the Eagles need to play for a few sweeps here.
Yeah, they do.
In terms of conference standings.
And simply, you just got to keep pace with William Carey right now. The Crusaders are winning all the games they're supposed to do. Faulkner has faltered in that category a little bit, and now you got to play some catch up and make it to where that series in a couple weekends can go a long way in determining the winner or loser or winner and second of that conference.
That's right. Ingalls strikes out Bassett, 2 away in the inning here. Juan Trinidad to the dish. That one fouled back, 0-1. Trinidad will dig back in here. Trying to find a way aboard and avoid the first clean inning. Trinidad wasn't even interested in that pitch.
Yeah, it looked like he was asking for time. He was out of the batter's box. Time wasn't granted.
0-2 now. Misses there, 1-2.
That one looked really good.
He'll take away 2-2. Trinidad resets. Engel wasting no time. Right back into his motion. 3-2. Right back on the hill and ready to go again. Engel delivers, and there it's through the left side, and that will avoid the 1-2-3 inning.
Second baseman, number 7, Jason Polanco.
Polanco to the dish here.
So Trinidad will get a runner here in Lizarraga.
All right, Daniel Lizarraga will run.
Number 9, Daniel Lizarraga.
Trinidad been nursing a little bit of a lower leg injury for a couple of weeks here, and up 5 with 2 outs in the inning. Found a good opportunity to give way for a runner. And we'll see if Lizarraga stays in the game to go to third.
That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. I think you'll see Lizarraga go to third and Adrian move over to first, and that be the end of Trinidad today.
Very likely, if you needed an at-bat, you could re-enter him later in that spot. But,
yeah.
But likely done, as Lizarraga can also swing the bat very well. 0-1 count. One and one. Kind of makes you wonder, Trinidad camped out under that foul ball and the wind blew it back into play, and then he had to kind of start and stop to go get it there. Did he step wrong, just aggravate something a little bit? He didn't look comfortable during that at bat, and that's probably why he called time. And there's at least 2 in the gap for Jason Polanco, for a guy who needed to see it. He saw that one well, and you said it earlier. The bunt that he dropped down to get himself aboard might have been exactly what he needed just to get going.
Yeah, and a great cut in that left center field gap that's been really friendly to Faulkner today. And now you got 2 in scoring position for Orlando Lordui, he's scuffled a little bit at the plate as a recent. 1 for 2 in this one, but he's left some runners stranded as of recent.
He's got a double to his line today. He has scored, and he's driven in 1. No wind at all, as that's not been part of the theme today. That one misses 1-0. Flag is still as it has been in a couple of weeks here. And he'll line that one to right field, and that'll get a run home, maybe 2. They're going to wave Polanco. He'll make the big turn, come around the corner, and no play there. Lordui advances on the throw. It's a 2-run single for Orlando, and that's going to move it to 13-6 for Faulkner. So close to a 1-2-3 inning, and the wheels came off because Faulkner, as a team, entered today hitting .355 with 2 outs and had 55 RBIs with 2 outs. Well, now you're well over 62-out RBIs. Your batting average is climbing up in the 400 territory with 2 outs on the season. Just, it's hard to end the inning against this team.
It is, and especially as we mentioned earlier, when the home runs are really jumping out of the park. Hitting's contagious, and this is a Faulkner team that we've seen them go really cold for a couple innings, and that turns into a whole game. But then when the hits start falling for them, it seems like you really can't get anybody out. And
right.
Next thing you know, the guy who just bat last inning, he's back to lead off this inning. And
we'll see who runs at second as Orlando Lordui heads out. And Jack Brinkley, I think, is going to be the guy. Brinkley had a bat in his hand, and instead Brinkley's going to go check in at second to be the runner. So Jack Brinkley runs at second.
Interested to see what the outfield looks like. Maybe we've seen Oviedo in center. Well, I don't think we've seen Brinkley play center in his Faulkner career yet. But you could put him out there in the straight swap, and I feel like he'd do a good job. Oviedo played a little bit of center earlier this past weekend. DiClemente still got a bat. So it looks like he's still going to be in this one.
Brinkley from McKinney, Texas. To me, just throughout his Faulkner career, I would describe him as the epitome of a gamer. That one misses away, 2-0. There's nothing in Jack Brinkley's skill set that wows you except the consistency of how he shows up every single day. And the totality of all of that makes for a really, really good baseball player, and he's been great for this Faulkner team. And you talked about it earlier. They're cycling through all these guys in right field, not because of a lack of ability on the part of any of them, but because Patrick McCarthy's trying to get all of them on the field somewhere because they got so many of them that can play.
Yeah, and with Brinkley, like you mentioned.
And Martinez hits a 3-0 through the right side. Normally I would say the bat's decorative, but Martinez says, I'm hot and I want to stay that way. And he just hits that 3-0 to right.
Yeah, cuts that through easily, and another RBI for Adrian.
Another 2-out RBI for Faulkner.
But as you're talking about Jack Brinkley, you talk about his consistency. I just think about his clutch ability. Like he finds ways to make the big plays when he has to make them. And you look at the contrast of just what baseball players can look like, where you have a guy like Eduardo
An
who just
absolute laser. Out of here. Eduardo Martinez, his second of the day, his fifth against Bryan this year. And again, I think Eduardo's going to see if these guys can stay a night in a hotel and play again tomorrow.
He may be in Patrick or in Hal Wynn's office tomorrow. Hey, can we get them in our conference, or can we get a conference series with these guys, because he is killing the ball against them.
You gave me a ridiculous stat over the weekend before the ABAC series that Eduardo Martinez had 9 home runs and only 9 strikeouts on the year. He struck out twice in the ABAC series and didn't leave the yard. So he entered today with a deficit, needing to level it. He's done that.
Yeah.
Now 11 home runs and 11 strikeouts.
And that's one thing you see in baseball so often now. You look at guys like Aaron Judge, their strikeout numbers are absurdly high, especially when you look at what strikeout numbers used to be for your top hitters. And to have that many home runs and your strikeouts is right there with it or even, that is incredible plate discipline. And you're not just going up there and taking hacks and hoping something goes. You're seeing the ball well. The work you put in the offseason with Trey Holmes, that's paying off. And Eduardo has been absolutely special this season with his ability to do it.
He has been. And there's, like, when you're talking about, the team rate, the race for the highest batting average on the team and all the power numbers, and Eduardo is in the mix for all of those things. Entered the day as the second highest batting average, as the highest home run total, as the tied for the second highest RBI total. And if Faulkner didn't have the best hitting soccer player in the conference, Eduardo would clearly be the best bat in the lineup. So we'll pause just for a minute to tell you about the new pitcher on the other side, FSN. New pitcher's Carson Jones, the 5'9 senior out of Eugene, Oregon. Jones on the year with an 11.81 ERA over 10 2/3 innings of work. He has struck out 5. That one misses away on Kenny DiClemente. Jones with a .423 batting average against. Faulkner's put up a crooked number in every inning thus far. DiClemente trying to keep it going. And once again, Engel got the first 2 hitters of the inning and was ahead of Juan Trinidad 0-2 to try to get the 1-2-3 inning. And Faulkner has since scored 5 runs in the frame.
Yeah, Trinidad worked it full, found a single, and it's been an onslaught since then.
Yeah. That one fouled back by Trinidad. A ball and 2 strikes now.
I mean, we talk about all kinds of different it's really big in basketball culture.
Big cut, can't get it.
Like Game 6 Clay, Hoodie Mello, Jersey Bite Kobe. Edwarney versus Bryan is up there. Like
it's well, I mean, that's like there's just players like that. There's a reason Chipper Jones's daughter's name is Shea.
Yeah,
because when he went to Shea Stadium, he was the best hitter the game had ever seen, but only in Shea Stadium, you know.
And he fathered everyone there anyway. So
so like Edwarney Martinez doing just absurd things. He's got 5 home runs through 14 innings of play against Bryan this season.
And at the end of the
game.
No
wonder they hit him. And it wasn't even on purpose, but it's the smartest thing they've done.
Limit him to 1 base instead of 4.
That's right. That went in the dirt to DiClemente. Full count now. Kenny homered his last time. Full count, payoff pitch coming. Takes away, and Kenny DiClemente will trot down to first as Christian Webb comes to the plate. You've 16-6, Christian Webb walking up. If Seth Copeland weren't as good of a teammate as he is, he might would be in McCarthy's ear going, "What about now, Coach? Just one."
So it looks like Kenny DiClemente's coming out. John Michael Riley will come in to run for him.
There's your center fielder.
Running at first, number 5, John Michael Riley.
So Webb steps up. The only Faulkner starter without a hit today. You know, he's looking to change that. And he sends it straight away center field. He'll make the catch, and the inning is over. So Faulkner hangs 5 on the board, all with 2 outs. They lead 16-6, headed to the 6th on the Faulkner Sports Network. All right, all over the place here with changes. The new left fielder is John Michael Riley. Marlon Oviedo moves to center. The new right fielder is Dariel Colon. The new first baseman is Sebastian Nelson. Polanco will stay at second, and Bassett will stay at short. The new third baseman is Daniel Lizarraga. The new catcher is Seth Copeland. And the new pitcher, Making his season debut after sustaining a significant arm injury late last season, it's Samir Rojas, the junior righty from Venezuela, transfer from Cochise College, and Samir making his season debut in the midst of a rehab process back from this arm injury here, and simply put, was very, very good last year before the injury.
Yeah, Rojas, a 1-1 record, a 3.79 ERA, 18 strikeouts, 6 walks, went the distance and won, got a save, and a 188 batting average again.
That's the big number to me, that again, that ERA is inflated a little bit because of one outing, but nobody barreled him. And he is ahead, or he's at 1-1 here. Rojas finds and delivers that one on the ground as Stradley grounds out. Nelson can't get it, and he'll reach on an error. Shortstop had a long way to go on that one. You may go infield hit. I didn't see the
infield hit and advancing on the throw.
Yeah, infield hit. He
Or
advances on the throwing error. So it's a hit and an error there. That one, again, you talk about just a little bit of bad luck. That was not a hard hit ball. It just happened to be in a spot where the shortstop had a long way to go. So for Rojas, now you got to work with traffic aboard. You got to remember what that feels like. Number 24 is your pinch hitter here. That
Angel
is
De La Cruz from Mina at the plate.
Angel De La Cruz Fermina from the Dominican Republic. Fermina, see if he's had an at-bat this year. He has. He's hitting 143 on the season.
He was a DH in that game in this game between these two teams about a month ago.
All right, I'm not overly familiar with the geography of Tennessee. Where's Dayton?
It's in between Chattanooga and Knoxville area.
You got a Dos Bros up there? That's where all the Dos Broses are, East Tennessee.
I'm not sure, honestly. I hadn't really been through that part.
Yeah.
I've been more in the Gatlinburg, Knoxville area if I was outside of Nashville.
I'm basing my – people are like, come see the mountains. I'm like, no, I want to go eat a burrito. So 2-1. So Dayton, Tennessee in the Appalachians. Big cut through that one. 2-2. Of course, now you talk about Knoxville, we think about our buddy Jackson Hall, FSN alum, who is now working for the Chicago Cubs organization as the home clubhouse manager for their AA affiliate, the Knoxville Smokies. That one fouled away.
That trader cost me my free biscuits tickets connections. Ridiculous.
I'm surprised you haven't signed up to stat more of their games.
Summer's the only time I've got with the family, and I've been doing a lot more with a local soccer team here, Montgomery United.
Yeah.
So that's been taking up what extra time I'd have.
You'll find a night occasionally to go eat a Kaneka dog and yell at an umpire.
Absolutely.
That one misses. Full count.
And that's just Church League softball season.
That's right. Payoff pitch on the way here. Misses. So Rojas, which runners on the corners and nobody out. And
Center field, number 25, Caleb Ramsey.
you would love to watch him come in and just, cut through the lineup. But this is good experience for Rojas. Pitching with traffic on, pressure pitches. Remember what that feels like. And they're going to run here as Sabo's going to come back in the game. So De La Cruz does his job. draws a walk, and then leaves the game.
And for Rojas, you're all just about just getting right now.
Sure.
It's a 10-run lead. Coach McCarthy's not going to let him get in there and get shelled for 10, 15 runs or anything like that. If it came to that, you're pitching with confidence. You're pitching with as much confidence as you can. I'm sure there's still some doubt, as any athlete coming back from an injury, getting back to fully trusting it. But Samir, know the personality of Samir and know just how happy and how confident he is. I think you've seen a smile out there already several times, and even with runners on the corners, nobody out, he's enjoying it. He's happy to be back out on the field and really just be doing what he's been working so hard to get back towards.
1-1 count here against Ramsey, who has gone yard twice in this ball game. So we said coming in, these two teams had 15 homers combined in their first meeting, that they probably wouldn't get close to that today, but they do have 8. Ramsey lifts it left side, long run, tracking it back. Lizarraga, Bassett calls him off and makes the play. Boy, he covers a whole lot of ground in a hurry.
I'm honestly a little shocked to not see Stradley try and tag up there, but he's also seen how strong Bassett's arm is.
Yeah.
And how strong Bassett's arm is part of why he's over at third right now, too, at the advancement.
That's right.
But 1 out, and it's been a little bit of a recurring theme for the Lions right now. They're still looking for their first hit or their first RBI that comes not from a home run.
Right.
And obviously, if you can get a home run, you put 3 on the board, you'll take it right now. But there's something psychological as well when you've got the death by 1,000 paper cuts of a single, a double, and opposed to just one big swing. Okay, he got me on this pitch. It's I can't get anything across, and we can't stop any of these runners from reaching.
Pinch hitter is Zach Terry, the sophomore from Kennesaw, Georgia, hitting .048 on the season. Terry, 21 at bats, is behind 0-2 here. Rojas delivers. Said it hit him.
The batter didn't even feel like it hit him. Or what?
Did he call him out? Oh, is he saying?
He's saying it. I'm guessing he's saying it hit the nub of the bat.
And the catcher
Copeland
caught the ball.
Caught foul ball, strike 3.
So it's a foul tip. He's saying it hit the knob of the bat and ended up in the catcher's glove. It's a foul tip, strike 3. Well, in midweek games, you usually see something you've never seen before. That was it.
And Samir Rojas picks up his first strikeout back in that wacky fashion.
It was neither looking nor swinging. Chris Hall is the batter, the sophomore from Cookeville, Tennessee. Hall, 188 on the season. Pinch hit here. Such an odd one. And you feel bad there because you come off the bench, you're behind 0-2, you take a pitch inside, it doesn't hit you, you're just standing there waiting on the next pitch. The umpire signals a signal you've never seen before.
Yeah, because initially it looked like he was signaling that it was a hit by pitch and for the runners to advance. And everyone was really confused, and then somehow everyone got more confused.
Yeah. No, it hit the knob of the bat, catcher caught it, it's a foul tip, you're out. Say what? There's a ground at a third, it's a 5-4 put out, and Rojas settles in after putting 2 aboard, and it's a good first inning back for Samir. Faulkner leads 16-6, going to the bottom of the 6th on the Faulkner Sports Network. Marlon Oviedo. Looks like we got a new first baseman in the ballgame here, I think. First baseman just went over and shook hands with the umpire as if introducing himself. We'll make sure that that's not Morris here in a minute once he moves his glove out from in front of his number. Marlon Oviedo leads off the inning.
That's number 13.
Yep.
That's Mullins. Saw him in a courtesy runner role earlier.
So Cameron Mullins playing first. It appears everything else is the same. There's a grounder to the second baseman, up and firing, and one gone in the inning. Is that still Sabo out there at second? It is. Campos is still at third. Morton's still at short. Now Anthony Bassett in the ball game, or stays in the ball game here. One of the only guys who has remained consistent defensively for Faulkner here, as they went with a line change last inning. That one misses away.
Yeah, it was just the two middle infield spots that remained unchanged.
Wind blowing straight out again. Foul back off the top of the net. One count. Pitcher remains Carson Jones. 2 balls and a strike. That one on the ground. Shortstop fields and fires. Morton's real good over there. Dante Morton, the senior from Calhoun, Georgia. Very good defensively.
Yeah, he's made a couple really, really challenging plays. He's had to throw on the run. He's had to deal with some slow, high choppers.
And he's a guy that's entered the day hitting .409 with 8 homers and 26 RBIs. Like, they got him one there. Liner over the head of second baseman. Sabo robs it. It's the first scoreless inning of the game. Sabo robs a double from Lizarraga, and we'll go to the 7th. Faulkner leading 16-6. Cameron Mullins, who checked in to play first base, leading off the top of the 7th here. Mullins just 10 at-bats on the year, still looking for his first hit.
Zane Bates on the hill now. He's making his 5th appearance. He's worked 5 2/3. Struck out 3 opponents, hitting .273 against him. ERA a little bit higher than where he'd like for it to be right now.
That one lifted. That's going to get the ERA elevated. Mullins finds his first hit of the year, and we play on at Harrison Field. Solo shot, 5th home run of the game. Zane Bates didn't toy with your emotions on that one, Carter.
Not at all.
And he did what you wanted to do. You come in with a 10-run lead, you want him to throw strikes.
Yeah.
He comes in, he's in the zone, and Mullins, a guy who's 0 for 10 and wants his first hit of the year, and he's seen the ball flying out of the yard, takes a daddy hack, and it's gone. And now the message to Bates is the same, though. You don't change what you're doing, throw strikes.
Yeah, you got a 9-run lead, throw strikes.
Yeah. That's like you want to go right at that guy who's coming off the bench cold, and he got you. Now you go right at the next guy, and the next guy is Jackson Smith. Smith, the redshirt freshman from, I think it's Decola, Georgia. Is that how we say that?
I believe so.
Because Dacula don't sound right. So
it sounds like you're like off-brand Count Chocula.
That's right.
It's like Aldi brand Count Chocula.
That Jackson Smith wasted no time. He grounded out. Now it's Chris Levensteins.
Yep, Chris Levensteins.
Levensteins, the junior out of Arvada, Colorado, hitting 150 on the year. Listen, though, Bates threw 2 pitches to get through the first 2 batters in the zone. Exactly what you want. Levensteins will take there. Levensteins does have a homer on the season. I think I remember writing his name in the story from that road game, so it may have been from that.
I'll pull up that box score. I just accidentally shifted away from that on one of my tabs here.
3-0 count.
It was an 8th inning, 3-run shot.
Part of that inning that got him back in the game. Levensteins takes there, 3-1. Look, down 9 in the 7th is exactly where Bryan wants to be. That's where they were last time, and they got back in the game and made it a 1-run ball game. Foul back there.
Yeah, it was one of those games where I was talking about it afterwards with Coach McCarthy, just the feel of that game. It was so weird to have a game where you hit 8 home runs and you're still nervous at the end of the game that you may lose it.
Yeah. Bizarre.
Because Bryan was hitting the ball just as well.
There's a walk issued to Levensteins. He'll head on down to first. New hitter is number 46, Lane Brooks, freshman from Dayton, Tennessee. Brooks has had 2 at-bats on the year, it looks like, if I'm reading this correctly. Yeah, 2 at-bats on the year, still looking for his first hit.
The last guy looking for his first hit, deposited one over the right field wall.
Yeah, no doubter at that. Brooks steps up. Levensteins takes the lead at first. Bates delivers. Big cut, can't get it. Strike 1. Good to sit in on the call today. I got to stay a little bit in shape, getting ready to call the SSAC baseball tournament in Jackson. So with Joel Best working on a Wednesday, I'm pinch hitting for Joel today. That one misses 1-1. You'll have the same problem because you're going to call SSAC softball.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm broadcasting or doing the stats and PA.
No, you're doing stats PA. That's right. I put that down earlier today. That went over for a strike. They may need you to broadcast one day. We're going to send Judd Bailey up on Thursday. But on Friday, his brother's graduating from Faulkner, so his mom was like, no, you have to be at your brother's graduation. But why?
Yeah.
So I know what happens. He walks across the stage and he takes the diploma. Ball in 2 strikes. Judd Bailey doing a great job as our primary softball commentator, and that ball went higher than the net. Copeland looking everywhere for it, found it. Levensteins moves up. Judd Bailey, a freshman here with FSN, on a mission trip to Jamaica right now, is our primary softball commentator, and is doing a really good job with that. We'll probably shift him over to baseball at some point in the future, but right now, because he does love baseball, but right now you got a Hall of Famer in the chair next to you, so we let him talk, and he talks for free. So we get what we pay for, and we deal with it. Joel's been doing a great job with us, worked with us for a lot for the last 7 years, and has been, whether it's PA or broadcast or whatever else, he is as big a part of FSN as anything. Full count payoff pitch coming. That one misses low. Do miss Jerry Green a little bit this year with him down there being pitching coach. We can't be dazzled by the tales of Jerry Green.
Most of the time we're just appalled by the tales of Joel Best.
That's true. Caleb McCarthy is your hitter. McCarthy from Trussville, Alabama. McCarthy, I do not see. There he is. Still looking for his first hit of the year. Only 5 at-bats. So getting some burn for some guys here. You put them on a bus and brought them down from Dayton, Tennessee. You get them in the ball game if you can. Good job, Coach. That one misses low. See if there's – yep, there is stirring in the Faulkner pen. Bates delivers. On the ground through the right side. Polanco runs it down, and Sebastian Nelson able to dig it out. Nice job by both guys on that one to get the out. Runners on second and third and 2 away. Jake Sabo to the dish here. The freshman out of Woodstock, Georgia. Gave way to a pinch hitter earlier. He's 0 for 2 in this one. 7 runs, 7 hits for Bryan. 16 runs, 15 hits for Faulkner. That one misses the zone. 1-0 count. Bates trying to get out of it with no further damage after the home run by Mullins. That one's fouled back. Bates gets a sign from Seth Copeland. Kicks and fires, misses inside, 2-1. Gets that one to break back over. Kind of started outside on the run and ran it back in. 2-2 here. That one misses away. Bates getting the sign. First base open, payoff pitch coming. Top of the order looming. Big cut, can't get it, struck him out. Bates gets through it with no further damage after the homer. Faulkner leads by 9. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Faulkner Sports Network. Caleb McCarty appears to be remaining in the game in left, I think. That may be a 1-6. May also be a 1-1. It could be.
I think that is 1-1.
Stradley's back out there. Okay. So Stradley re-enters and is in the game in left. Jason Polanco leading off for Faulkner. It's number 20, Luke Townsend on the mound. Townsend, 4 innings of work. He has struck out 1. He's got a .389 batting average against and a 13.5 ERA. And he's ahead of Polanco 0-2 here. That one straight up. And caught by the third baseman, Campos.
Number 4, Dario Colon.
Now Colon will come to the bat.
Right fielder.
Cologne is first at bat of the season. I mean, of the game, rather. Cologne on the season is hitting .389. He'll take strike 1. That one also over. Nice shot by Townsend in the zone here.
Quick slide step, got him.
Wow. Townsend came in to do a job, and he has retired 2 good hitters quickly.
Very quickly.
Sebastian Nelson.
Now Sebastian Nelson to the dish. Sebastian Nelson needs to step out and let the slow jam play for a minute. His walk-up music. He'll take ball 1.
That's his first ball, isn't it?
The 1-0 coming from Townsend. Sebastian Nelson lifts it to left center field. Long run for Ramsey, and it's a base hit for Sebastian Nelson. Nelson with his first hit of the season there. And Eduardo Martinez, 2 home runs to his line already today. Steps to the dish. The scoreboard has crashed out on Julia Rice. Townsend delivers strike 1. That one, check swing. Yeah, he did. They'll say he checked. 1-1. Martinez, 3 for 4. 4 RBIs, a couple of homers. Fouls that one straight back. So ball and 2 strikes now. If Martinez can keep the inning alive, John Michael Riley would bat. Martinez swings through it, strike 3, and the inning is over. We go to the 8th on the Faulkner Sports Network. Caleb Ramsey leads off the inning for Bryan. The lefty out of Clarksville, Tennessee, Marshall Robinson, is the pitcher for the Eagles. Robinson's only worked an inning and a third this season, and he nearly hits Ramsey there. An inning and a third, a walk, a strikeout, 3 hits, 4 earned, a .375 batting average against. He's given up 3 home runs, and a 27 ERA for him. Again, just an inning and a third. So good chance for Marshall Robinson, the Roan State transfer, to get out here and try to find some normalcy. It's a 2-0 count. Robinson kicks and fires, misses there, behind 3-0 now. Ramsey's gone yard twice in this one. He led the game off with a homer. Robinson studies and gets that one over for a strike. 3-1 count. Carter Moles dealing with a scoreboard issue as our scoreboard has gone out, much like it did on Sunday. Swing and a miss there. So as I said on Sunday, if you would like to contribute to the Faulkner University Scoreboard Fund, contact us. We'll figure something out. We do have it in the plans to replace this scoreboard, hopefully in the near future. That one lifted right field. Drifting back is Cologne, and the F9 will retire Ramsey.
Shortstop number 5, Dante Morton.
Dante Morton to the dish now. Morton 0 for 3 in this one with a pair of strikeouts. Robinson misses that one. The 1-0 delivery. 2-0 here. That one misses 3-0.
Not sure where that one missed for him. Must have been a little wide.
Over for a strike, 3-1 now to Morton.
And that pitch looked more out of the zone than the last one. Then it comes out in the wash.
Bryan with 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the seventh. Or 1 in the fourth and 1 in the seventh. That one misses, and he walks Morton. Faulkner, 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 4 in the fourth, 5 in the fifth. 16-7 is your score. Chris Hall to the dish now. His second at bat of the game. Hall takes there, strike 1. That one fouled over to ACA. They're on spring break. So the 0-2 coming here. Again, shout out to our Faulkner Sports Network crew, Michael Johnston, Julia Rice, Abby Herring, all working on spring break here. That one misses away. Big cut, can't get it. Hall's retired with a strikeout. Marshall Robinson gets the first two of the first 3 batters in the inning. That was the second strikeout of the season for Marshall Robinson. And that brings Mullins to the dish. Mullins hit a home run in his only at-bat of the day, his first hit of the season. He wanted another one. Swung through that one. The 0-1. Lifted. Right center. Long run. Oh, Park holds it barely. Mullins nearly a 2-homer day in the last 2 innings. But Oviedo chases it down, and the inning is over. Marshall Robinson with a scoreless frame. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Joe Michael Riley leading off the bottom of the 8th for Faulkner. Riley from Madison, Alabama, another transfer from Kaiser University. Hasn't had as many at-bats lately, but he's a guy who can certainly handle the bat. Hitting 305 on the season with 7 RBIs, 425 on base percentage. He'll take away there 1-0. New pitcher is number 10, Sam Raper, 6'5" junior out of Madisonville, Tennessee. Sam enters the day with a 14.09 ERA on 7 2/3 innings of work. He has struck out 10 with a 3.43 batting average against. 1-1 count on Riley. 16-7 your score here in the 8th. Riley up the chute, right side, long run. Right fielder's over, and he'll make the grab, and 1 gone here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's going to get number 12, Seth Copeland, to the dish. Copeland, the freshman from Valdosta, doesn't get a lot of at-bats, but he does have a walk-off homer this year in a run rule situation.
Run it back, Seth.
Seth hitting .222. One of his 2 hits is a long ball. 3 RBIs. Not a lot, again, just 7 appearances, 9 at-bats for him. 1-0 count here. Lifted foul, out of play. Spikes that one. So Copeland steps back in. Fouls that one away. On deck is number 26. If it's Alonzo Castellanos, he is listed as a utility player, so Alonzo may get it at bat.
Yeah, that is him.
Now it misses away. Y'all just mess around and let Alonzo walk this thing off. You ain't going to hear the end of that one.
No.
Be like that time that John Michael Matthews got a one-pitch save at then Martin Methodist when no Faulkner pitcher could get an out. They put the infielder in there. He threw one pitch, got the out. So that's how you do it. Seth Copeland gets hit. Let's see if they run for the catcher, Seth Copeland, or if they let him run for himself. Doesn't look like anybody's coming his way. So Copeland will run, and it's Alonzo Castellanos to the dish. Castellanos, listed as utility player, has largely been a pitcher. He's from Slimar, California. He's the University of St. Catherine. And again, as a pitcher, he has worked 18 1/3 innings. As a hitter, I don't think he's been one officially in a game yet this season. So
yeah, I don't think he has either. If he has, it's been on the road and didn't get an at bat. But I don't see him showing up on the stat sheet anywhere for any offensive numbers.
He's got a stance like he knows what he's doing. Takes that one, ball one. Seth Copeland takes the lead at first. Castellanos, hands in front, awaits. Fouled straight back. Foul ball brought to you by Jacob Bear Alpha Insurance, Millbrook, Alabama.
This is the most locked in that the Faulkner dugout has been. Every single one of those guys is on the rail right now.
Yeah. Alonzo Castellanos living Antonio Frias' dream. Getting it at bat. That one grounded to the second baseman. He looked to second, and 2 errors in one play, but only one of them counts. Could have had the 4-6-3. Sabo head checked the runner. May have forgotten the catcher was running. So 2 on. Now Torres, Anthony Bassett Torres to the dish. They will run for Castellanos as Oviedo comes back into the game to run. Castellanos not going to get to show off the wheels. You don't want to lose the pitcher that important to you on the base pass.
Yeah, he's been a phenomenal aspect of the Faulkner bullpen. He's come in several big situations.
Yeah, he is. If you want to talk about role, if you remember several years ago in his prime what Andrew Miller was for a couple of different major league teams, that he was the impact arm in the bullpen, but he wasn't the closer. So he was really more of the fireman. Like whether it was the 4th or the 6th, whatever it was, he came in and put the fire out and could go long or short or whatever was needed. That's kind of what Castellanos has become for this pen. Like whenever he's needed, they call on him, and he may give them 1 if that's what they need. He may give them 4. Like
at Blue Mountain, he goes up. Bases loaded situation, gets 3 strikeouts to get out unscathed. Then he pitches another 2-3 innings, or he pitches 2 more innings, gets 2 strikeouts the whole way.
All right, so a hit by pitch, an error, a pass ball, runners on second and third, and we're 90 feet away from getting to the house here. And it seems like everybody's on board with the plan, but we'll see. Bassett steps back in.
Infield coming in.
They are not on board with the plan. 3-1, 1 out. Torres will take the strike.
So now it's 3-1.
1 for 4 with a run scored today. That one will kick away from the catcher, and they'll be loaded. So Bassett will drop the gear. Need to get the name of our bat boy today, doing a good job. Daniel Lizarraga. He's seen one pitch, and he rifled it to the right center field gap, and Sabo climbed the ladder and robbed him to end the 7th, or the 6th, rather. So he's back up here, bases loaded, 1 out, chance to walk it off and end the ball game via the run rule. He'll take strike 1. Don't know you're going to see a better pitch to hit than that one. Fouled straight back. Oh, 2 count here on Daniel Lizarraga. Called strike 3. Lizarraga's retired.
Second baseman, number 7, Jason Polanco.
Had a long conversation with the umpire there. Still having a long conversation. Lizarraga heads to the dugout and Jason Polanco to the dish. All right, if we're avoiding the 9th, it comes down to Jason Polanco. Bases loaded, 2 out. No reason for anybody to be on deck. It's impossible for them to come to the plate. And Jason dodges that one. Once again, didn't get the notes. Polanco, 2 for 4 with 2 runs. Fouls that one off himself, which is ironic because you dodged the first ball so it doesn't hit you, and then you foul it off yourself so it hits you anyway. 1-1. Dario Colon fetching the ball, which is really the only purpose of him being on deck right now. Again, mathematically impossible by the rules of the game for another batter to come to the plate this inning. Polanco, left field, long run. Did it burn him? It did. It's a single. It's a long single, and the ball game is over. 17-7. Faulkner wins it on the walk-off single by Jason Polanco. 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 4 in the fifth, or 4 in the fourth, 5 in the fifth, and now 1 in the ninth. Faulkner scores 35 runs across 2 games against Bryan, wins this ball game to get to 20-5 on the season. They head to on the road to Mount Vernon, Georgia, to take on Bruton Parker this weekend. Bryan drops to 12-13. They've got the number 1 team in the country, Tennessee Wesleyan, coming into Dayton this weekend. Carter, your winning pitcher for this one, Matt Meyer, is it not?
It is. Meyer entered in a trailing game. He wasn't the starter, so he doesn't have the 5-inning burden of proof for it, and he came in. He put out a little bit of fire, got Faulkner the chance to get back into it, and he gave it to him, and Matt Meyer picks up the win on his birthday.
So Matt Meyer with the win in this one. Again, Faulkner goes to 20-5 home runs today for the Eagles from Adrian Martinez, 2 from Eduardo Martinez, 1 from Kennedy Clemente. For Julia Rice and Abby Herring and Michael Johnston, for Seth Page and Carter Moles, I'm Jeremy Smith. This has been the Faulkner Sports Network presentation of Faulkner Eagle Baseball. Good night, and God bless you.